Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want us to talk about the hairline, the edges, you know, when your hair is in braids, because I know many people do a lot of protective styling in the form of braids, and I also know, and it's a fact, that braids can really damage your hairline and push back your edges, you know, such that your edges are non-existent. So I braid my hair a lot. In fact, this year I haven't braided as much as other years, and I am blessed with baby hairs, yes, but there was a time when braiding my hair and, you know, undoing my hair roughly led to a bit of a recession in my hairline. So I've kind of come up with tips over the years that have helped my hairline stay intact, and I want to share them with you guys, of course, so that we can all live in a world where everyone's edges and everyone's hairline is A1. So I have 3 tips I am going to be sharing with you guys. These are tips that I use constantly and, you know, over and over again every single time I braid, and my hairline is okay. So I think these tips are helpful and they will help you. So let's get into it. So the first step comes when you're braiding your hair. Before you braid your hair, actually, you need to either leave out the edges, you know, where you lay your edges. You need to leave that hair out and go with your edges laid, so that once you sit on the seat for your hair to be done, you can tell your stylist, please don't braid this part that I have, you know, laid. Braid the rest, don't braid my edges. That's actually what I usually do. I will lay my edges and then go to the salon when they're laid and tell them, don't touch this part. But I realize sometimes you might wash your hair there, because most of the time I wash my hair here then go get it done. But if you're getting your hair washed there, then you can still lay your edges once, you know, your hair has been washed, and then tell them, don't interfere with this. But the point is, you purposely need to tell whoever it is who's braiding your hair not, you know, not to touch the edges that you've left out. Now, alternatively, not everyone wants to, you know, to leave their edges out. What you can do is tell your hairstylist or whoever it is who's braiding your hair to be gentle around the edges, so not to plait too tightly. And when I'm talking about edges, guys, I'm talking about here in front and all around, basically all around your entire hairline. I know, like, this is the only one that's being seen, but still sometimes you might want to hold your hair up and then, you know, there's no hair at the back. So I'm also talking about the back, the sides. So you can tell whoever is doing your hair to braid gently on the perimeter of your head, just so that there's not so much tension, you know, on your edges, on your hairline, because that is going to destroy your hairline, I promise. Now, the downside to this is that your hair is not going to remain as neat as it would if they snatched up those edges and, you know, plaited really tight. So it's going to tokana a bit a bit faster than if, you know, they snatched your baby hairs, you know, away. So basically, when you leave the salon, your face should not have a facelift. You should not leave when your hair is like this. You know, if they do a good job of not, you know, being tight around the edges, then you're not gonna leave like this with the eyes like this and, you know, a facelift. So number 2, and I am so guilty of this, is manipulating or starting to style your hair before it's relaxed. So when you come out of the salon, your hair is tight, you know, it's tight. Even sleeping is a problem, especially for those of you guys who go to Kenyatta Market, you know, like, you sleep like this, because if that head hits the pillow in the wrong way, it's very painful. So what I'm saying is, when your hair is fresh, don't style it, don't manipulate it, you know, touching it, I don't know, doing what and what. Let it relax. But really, it doesn't take long for the hair to relax. It takes 1 day, maybe 2 days at most, unless it's for dreads, which can take up to a week. But just 1 or 2 days, give the hair 1 or 2 days to relax, you know, because if you start styling it and manipulating it when, you know, it's still tight, then your hairline is going to, your edges are going to break, and your hairline is just going to slowly start receding. So you need to give the hair time to relax, the edges, you know, to recover, for your hairline to recover, and then now you can start styling it after 2 days or 1 day. Now the next tip is to avoid doing your hair too tight. So now this is when, like, you're tying a bun or tying your hair even the way I've tied mine. You don't need to overdo it to the tightness, you just don't. And a trick that I like to do, well, it's not really a trick, I'm sure many people do this, like when you tie your hair back or your bun, you just go like around the edges, pulling at the hair, you know, to loosen up the hair around the edges, just so that your edges are not super tight, so that, you know, they don't break and they stay intact. So the fourth and final tip comes when you're undoing your hair. You need to be really gentle when you're undoing your hair, especially around your hairline. So basically it happens that, you know, you're undoing your hair, you know, you're pulling out the braid, you know, when you get to this end, and it comes out with a chunk of your hair, you know. So you need to be gentle, especially around the hairline. Just undo, and then when you get to the end, just be careful, don't just pull it out. And if you're getting it undone in the salon, then tell them to undo it, you know, gently, you know, so that they don't come out with your hairline. That's happened to me before. I was undoing my hair, I was undoing one, cause I remember it was this part here. I was bored, you know, of undoing, and I just wanted to finish, so I reached here, I pulled it out, and it came out with a nice big patch of my hair. So yeah. So I think it's better for you to prevent your hairline from becoming a rumor than it is to actually now start restoring your edges. It's much easier to prevent than to treat. So please guys, add your tips down below, because I'm sure guys have some tips, so we can collect them down below and all be using them, so that, you know, everyone's edges are intact and they're laid and they're slaying, all that good stuff. So thank you so much for stopping by to hang out with me, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're gonna share it with your friends so that they can also, you know, keep the edges intact, you know. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.